A very old lean-to here on the trail from 1939. Can't believe it's still standing. So the trail today has just been ridge walking up and down, crunchy leaves. Not a lot of views, nothing really exciting to report. Night hiking across a cow pasture. This is the first. But we'll be camping on the other side of the road up here, so not too long. Pretty, some lights over there. Sunset back there, which was really pretty earlier. And tomorrow my husband's going to pick me up, so I definitely need to get the miles in today so I can meet him at our meeting spot at 4 o'clock tomorrow. So I've done about 6 miles today, maybe 7. Crunchy leaves, ridge walking, more of the same old, lots of little ups and downs. But we will be dropping down around a lake and a dam today, so that'll be different. And we had a little COVID scare. I wasn't sure my husband was going to be able to come down. Someone at his work had tested positive, and hopefully she feels better soon. But he was last, was social distancing and masks and everything, last around her on Monday, so it's been 5 days, so incubation period's over. He was able to get a rapid test from his doctor. He's negative, so he's still able to come. I'm so relieved. I thought we had to cancel our weekend, so I am super grateful that he doesn't have it and that he is coming down to visit. But he's going to be later than we had planned, so I'm going to try to maybe get a couple more miles in today. Alright, we'll check in later, maybe when the scenery changes. Entering the Big Laurel Branch Wilderness in Cherokee National Forest. Should be a shelter coming up next mile or so. I'm going to stop and have an early lunch today, or lunch 1.0 as it might be. So I'm pretty hungry today. And I've got to figure out how far I can get today before Colin comes to pick me up. Last night, somebody who stayed at the shelter did not properly put out their fire. I'm guessing they didn't have enough water. So High-Vis did what he could to put it out, and I have to sacrifice the last of my water to hopefully finish putting it out. But I think it's really deep in that log, so I'm not sure how helpful it's going to be. Super irritated by this, but it's the right thing to do. Going down the switchbacks here towards the lake, all the water sources have been dry, which has been super frustrating. So I'm very irritated with the person who did not put their fire out. And looking forward to getting some water ASAP. We're walking over the dam on Watauga Lake. Go to the TVA. So we're walking around the lake now, and then up to the road here where Boots Hostel is right up here, and there's a picnic area, etc. Just dropped me off at Campbell Hollow Road, and I'm actually going to go the northbound direction and meet him near Laurel Falls. So I probably won't go all the way back to Boots Off because he's going to be doing that trail today, and we're going to meet there in the afternoon. And there are a ton of Christmas tree farms in this area. But right now we're in a nice little pine forest. I'll show you. This is Mountaineer Falls. We're about 5 miles in on our little flip-flop of a slack pack day. And we're going to be going by the shelter shortly. I'm doing about 2.5 miles an hour. So probably need to pick up the pace a little bit. But yeah, it's been a pretty nice hike. Had a nice break already. So things are rocking and rolling. Alright, we are at the Hardcore Cascades. And I'm going to get some water and eat some lunch. Good afternoon. It is, oops, I just stepped down. 16 miles in. I expected to pass some of the Southbounders who were coming from Boots Off because there were a bunch of them there, but I haven't seen them yet today. I'm sure I will run into them shortly since we're going opposite directions today. Or opposite directions. That makes sense. Anyway. It is upper 60s, so it went from being in the 30s to the upper 60s for the highs, and I forgot how hot that felt. There's no leaves on the trees, so there is no shade, and it is warm. I'm very happy to be having just a day pack on today. Alright, I gotta get moving because I have to do another 10 or so by 5, and it's 2. But it's mainly downhill, so it shouldn't be too bad. So this is Laurel Falls. Took a lot longer to get down here than I would have thought. But we made it, and just got a couple miles left in the day before it gets dark. Alright, we're leaving Carvers Gap, and I'm headed northbound on the AT back to where we started yesterday for our slack pack. It's cloudy up here this morning, but we have a gorgeously maintained trail, nice and easy to start. Lots of pine trees kind of protecting us from the higher winds today. Is starting to burn some of the clouds off. So down there we have the overland shelter, which is no longer in use. And the clouds are burning off as we go up our climb. We're headed up there to Humpback Mountain, right there, and coming down Little Humpback. And those are our big climbs. We still have one more after this later in the day. Alright, we just went over Humpback Mountain, and we're headed down for a while. Which looks like a pretty easy kind of ridge trail here, so I'm stoked about that. So, beautiful though, I'll show you. Warmed up a lot this afternoon, and I'm running down to where I'm going to meet Colin. The AT crosses a couple roads right where I got on yesterday, and so yeah, gonna do that, and I think we'll go maybe try to meet up with High Vis at Station 19 for a beer, and then head to our cabin and take a day off tomorrow. And after that, 380 miles to go. Ah, so close.